Are you an indie podcast or content creator looking to reach a wider audience? Look no further. Introducing Podcastic, the ultimate podcast network designed exclusively for indie creators like you. At Podcastic, we believe in the power of unique voices and fresh perspectives. We're here to amplify your passion and creativity, connecting you with the growing community of engaged listeners who crave original content. Podcastic is more than just a platform. It's a support system built for indie podcasters, offering a range of resources to help you succeed. From tailored promotional campaigns to professional production assistance, we're here to help you shine. Our intuitive platform makes it easy for you to be seen and heard. We do all the heavy lifting for you. You just show up and create. Plus, with our advanced analytics, you'll gain valuable insights into your audience's preferences, allowing you to refine your content and grow your fan base. Ignite your passion, expand your reach, and thrive with podcasting. Visit our website at www.podcasticlife.com to get started. Podcasting, the home for indie podcasts and content creators.
I pray that my love for you is bigger than what my parents have.
So you must be my daughter's new friend?
Candy, let me ask you a question.
Oh, so this him? This the man that comforts you more than me?
Mama, all men ain't like daddy.
That's not fair!
The content you're about to hear is a part of a paid programming segment. The views, opinions, and statements expressed belong solely to the sponsor and do not reflect those of Podcastic or its host. This segment is for informational and promotional purposes only and should not be considered as advice or endorsement. Listener discretion is advised.
Rise and grind, wanna show at 9:15 a.m. Monday through Friday, great conversation, guest appearances, cause you experience us on the cusp of blowing up. Wake up, wake up. Rise and grind, morning show.
Oh, yep. You already know what time it is. Welcome to the Rise and Grind Morning Show, y'all. This is what we do.
This is what we do.
And so, let me start off with my gas station chronicle. Today was kind of different. Oh, she telling me to scoot over. Her little finger be going. She be like this. And
She's so demure.
Demure. It's demure. And I'm demurable. So, let's put it like this when it comes down to it. I think when you at the gas station, this is for men. You really, if you wearing saggy pants, I told you about the drawers showing, but at least wear drawers.
Ooh, plumber butt is horrible.
No, plumber ass crack is ridiculous.
He said plumber ass.
And it threw me for a loop because I just shook my head. That lady said, "That's a goddamn shame, ain't it?" I was like, "Damn, she seen it too."
Oh God.
So men wear drawers. I think men who don't wear drawers. I'm just thinking like, do you got? I hope you won't be scaling your penis tip because that's kind of dangerous. That's a bacteria infection ready to happen. So listen, just get yourself together and get your shit together. Y'all watching the Rise and Grind Morning Show.
Hey.
That's what we do. So listen, our beautiful host, she's beautiful. She's an actress. She's multi-talented. But she wasn't able to make it. So Cam's here. Cam.
What up, though? I just want to say it is a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
It is. It's supposed to be 70 degrees today.
Just y'all.
But it's not. Did you know that?
It's not, but that sun just make it up for me altogether. I just need the sunshine. The sunshine. So, what up, though, everybody? Welcome to the Rise and Grind Show. And we also have in the house our beautiful, lovely, talented engineer.
Shani Shane.
Who's so beautiful and demure.
With her mic work. Yeah.
Hey.
Mic work. Yeah.
Yes.
So, Shani, you notice I switched the chords earlier. You seen that? Did you switch them back?
You switch the chords?
Yeah, the chords. I was on, yeah. You number 6 now. Oh, you're number 6 now. Oh, I can scoot over. Maybe I need to sit up like a grown ass man, and I'll be
maybe, and just don't show any plumber butt.
No, because you would never see the crack. Well, I don't know. It all depends.
Do you know one time I was in a restaurant and a guy was in front of me and he had plumber ass. And I had to move. She sat me down, and he was sitting like at the bar stool at Starters, and I was like, I need to move. And she was like, why? I was like,
You should throw a straw right in his ass.
It looked crusty.
With the Johnny Club. I shot up, throw this knife right in the crack of your ass. Remember that? That was my favorite movie. Shout out to Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy is probably one of the most underrated, most famous comedian in the whole world. I was watching a TV movie yesterday, Cam. Sextuplets. Sextuplets. Have you ever seen it? With Marlon Wayans.
Sextuplets.
Sextuplets.
Okay, Sextuplets.
Yeah,
okay.
and he did 7 characters.
See it. He was bad.
He did a good job.
He did the baby. He was a damn fool.
No, he wasn't even a baby. He was a
baby man.
Yeah, baby man. He was messed up, and he needed a kidney. She was hilarious. I need to watch a Sextuplets on Netflix.
If you need a good laugh, watch Sextuplets.
Cam, we have guests in the building today, but before we get to see the guests, let's do the topic.
Okay.
And before we do the topic, we'll show the video of what's going on.
Okay, well, our topic this morning is how creative expression changes in different mediums.
Well, why? That's because you can't read.
I know. I'm gonna have to look over there like,
right.
How creative expressions change in different mediums is the topic of the day.
So when you say different mediums, what are we talking about, producer?
We are talking about
the microphone being on first. That would help. Yeah, there we go.
But she's so cute.
Oh, y'all be killing me.
Thank you. So different mediums are like poetry.
Okay, here we go.
We are talking about writing.
Right, go ahead.
Directing, producing.
Okay, all right.
Things of that nature. Just the different mediums. How creative expression changes. Are they similar? What's the motives behind it, etc.
So basically, being multifaceted in talent is what she's saying as well.
Yeah, but everybody can't be multifaceted.
Everybody can't, but there in this room, we have a lot of people who are. I think everyone in this room is multi-talented. And with that being said, let us introduce, I'm going to just say a little bit about her before we show her beautiful face. Or you can show her beautiful face while I'm singing. About the multi-talented person that we have in the room. She is an actor. She is a director. She writes books, honey, not just films, movies. She's a writer. A real writer. So about her, Jovahna Marie is better known by her pen name J.M. Pozon. Is a 6-time published award-winning author, poet, actress, and novelist. A celebrated author in the literary community, she has been writing for over 10 years. Yes. Jovahna is most known for the publication of her fiery trilogy romance novels, Setting Fire to the Darkness, and her award-winning poetry book, Whiskey for the Wounded, which was featured in the New York Times Daily. In total, she has written over 5 books, including her highly acclaimed book, Stardust, which is dubbed by Black Women's Rising magazine as one of the most prolific reads in women's empowerment. And with that being said, she is also an actress. She has starred in a half a dozen films all around the country and things of that nature. And so what we're going to do right now is introduce and let you see the face behind that powerful name, the creative, beautiful Jovahna.
Hey, guys. Thank you for having me, and thank you for that wonderful introduction, Cam.
Yes.
I could have did better.
You could have used that radio voice. So how are you feeling today?
I am good, blessed, and highly favored.
Oh, now you won't take the favor from me. See, you wasn't here, Cam. I came and said I'm blessed, and she gonna say highly favored. I said nope, not favorite, and she don't take the favor.
Well, you don't want the favor, okay. I take all the favor.
Amen.
I know that's right.
Shoot, it's enough for all of us for us to go around.
Okay.
Plenty
of them. Okay. So let's go to our video, the trailer. Mm-hmm. Let's go to the trailer. Don't we got a trailer?
Yes, we do have a trailer.
'Cause we got something coming up.
This trailer that's coming up is going to be her debut film that is her very own, The Dark Side of Beautiful.
What is it? You find something?
Yeah.
55-year-old Caucasian male, multiple stab wounds.
You killed my father.
Whoa, you did!
Carrying out his wrath upon those who do of evil. I think these killings are being done in God's name. We found 2 more bodies today.
So it's a serial killer then?
We're looking for a female. Someone who's highly religious, but hates men.
What's going on? You're scaring me.
All right then, honey. Woo. She had guns and knives and stuff. Oh my God.
I would have just shot the shit out of you. I wouldn't even give you opportunity. Yeah, okay.
Well, we had it. That was just the trailer. You don't know what's going to happen. So calm down.
Be crazy with me if you want to. Not shoot the shot. You be crazy if you want to.
That's a public service announcement for all of you women out there. I don't think you want to be crazy with Miles. He's not. He's a shooter.
No. Listen, let me tell you something. One thing about women, I try not to get them upset at all. But if you decide to ever get angry with me, just let me know and leave me the fuck alone.
That part.
That's simple.
I think that's likewise with women as well, because nowadays we live in a world, people chopping up people and throwing them in cars and burning them up, and you like, what? No, why?
I tell my homegirl, like, listen, if a dude seem like he crazy, he is crazy. Leave him alone.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Are you getting on camera?
Yeah, she gonna get on camera. I was just looking. We was having our little whopping. I was just about to say, and we also have.
I thought she was on parole or something. Go ahead.
No, Jovahna brought a friend who is also an assistant director. She's in film as well. She's done a lot of things in film behind the scenes. She is also a writer in her own right. And if you have this girl on set, she does it all. She got your back. She's going to be a great support system. And whatever you need, honey, you don't have to lust after anything. Because if you have Charlene, you have all the lust that you need. Okay, our guest is Charlene Lust.
Hey.
What's up, Charlene? With her red lips.
Oh, right. That was a nice interest. Thank you. I appreciate that. I don't think nobody has ever introduced me like that before.
What kind of movie she do then? You told me gave her.
No, just to play on words, baby.
Okay.
That's it. My name is very, intriguing. Like I should have been a stripper, but no.
Okay. Well, you wearing shoes like a stripper, so I just thought.
That's After Dark. We right now we're on the Rise and Grind morning show, so we're gonna stay a little focused on that.
Me and Charlene been going back and forth.
I could tell, because that's one thing about Miles. You ain't gonna. He will never have a loss of words, one way or the other. So with this being said, Jay, tell us just a little bit about yourself. I know what I said about you professionally, but what's going on with you? Who are you?
I think I am for sure, for starters, a creative, you know, and so for me, you guys going on with your topic, it is across different mediums, that is me, you know. So on top of that, I'm a visionary, I'm a storyteller, you know, so whether it be poetry, I'm telling stories, whether it be the books, I'm telling stories, when I'm writing scripts, I'm telling stories, you know. It's just being able to take that from my mind, whatever it is, whatever inspiration may come, and then using that to create is the transmutation, right? You know, that is us transmuting things into just entertainment for other people, you know. So.
All right.
I like that. Also, so how long have you been writing?
For about 10 years. I wrote my very first novel in 2015, which was The Setting Fire to the Darkness. That's kind of like the 50 Shades of Grey meets Sons of Anarchy.
Okay.
Damn, that's some freaky shit.
You see, she got all them knives and stuff.
So, yeah, it's hidden. It's there, though.
Oh, no, it's definitely, I can tell it's there.
Okay. But, okay, so, with that being said, you said you started writing where we knew in 2015.
Yes.
But where was your inspiration coming from as a child?
I think that I wrote all my life. Believe it or not, growing up, I was very shy. I was extremely timid, and I had a problem with public speaking. Even so when I would get mad at my parents and I would write them letters. So I'm just, I was one of those teenagers. I had the diary. I wrote all my feelings down in my journal, and I put my little diary lock on my diary. But I think that that's always been kind of the way that I expressed myself. That's always been my cathartic release, is just writing.
That's wonderful.
I do have a question for you. When you wrote your first book, what was your purpose?
I think I was reading the 50 Shades of Grey, right? And I'm like, this character is not a real character. And I was like, all out of the books that I was reading there, I'm like, I don't see any characters that I'm reading that I can identify with that makes sense to me, that I could look in the mirror and say, hey, this reminds me of myself.
Right.
And so for that book, I just, I wanted to write the story the way that I would want to tell it, or the way that I would want to read it, and the characters that I would want to see inside of the story.
Okay.
So basically, it was just a big inspiration. You were like, hold on, let me put my spin on this, because it's so much more that needs to be said than this being said.
And then not only that, the way that Black women are often portrayed a lot of times. You know what I'm saying? And so you can't really, I'm not the ghetto, I'm not all of this stuff. And then we read in these novels, and those are the ones that we get. So I wanted to put a different character out there,
make her a little classy, like you.
Well, I'll be honest. When I first got into 50 Shades of Grey, I was like, nah, that ain't that.
Yeah, it's not at all. Because what I did like from it, I think the appeal to it is you see the wealth and the opulence of it, right?
The what?
The wealth.
No, I know what wealth is.
The opulence.
She a writer, honey. She got bars. Okay.
What does opulence mean?
So it's just luxury. You know what I'm saying? The overwhelming luxury.
Okay.
And so we see the airplanes. What girl don't want to get picked up in a jet and flown across the country
and flew out?
And so it was I think that was the draw. But if you take away the money aspect of that, Christian Grey was a stalker, and most women would have ran away being scared.
He wasn't that fine. He was all right.
I mean, it don't matter how fine you is. Women fall in love with the sex.
Yeah.
And you don't have to be.
That's not true.
I don't know, because in my past.
But it depends on the woman. Why you ain't
with them?
It depends on the
That's a whole, that's a movie.
So that's what I'm saying. When people look at looks, that's just so messed up. It's
you got to get to know the person.
Yeah. Once you get to know that penis, y'all go crazy.
I don't care about that.
I'm a sapiosexual.
Me too. I'm a sapiosexual. That's all day.
One is mine. So if you can't pull me in with your mind, you're not going to be able to pull me in with anything else.
That's facts. We got a lot of comment on that one.
Yeah. Sapiosexual, y'all. Y'all learned a new word, because that's how. Yeah. If you can't get my mind, you can't get me at all.
At all.
That's if you can't have a conversation and you're not intelligent, and intellectual is a sexual stimulation within itself when a man knows how to talk.
It's just be articulate. Oh my goodness. Yeah. That's okay, baby, use that big word.
Say that again. Say it again.
I don't use big words. But I'm intellectual. You feel me?
You don't have to use big words to be intellectual. You just have to know how to put your words together.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And then you put that tone with it. See, everything is so much togetherness. Yeah. It's the inflection of the voice. It's the tone. It's not just mere words. It's but
it's not even that. I like men that can teach me something.
And
it's not even
just
about
sex.
And that doesn't mean that you got to use big words, because there's a lot of men that use big words that don't know ish.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's about being able to teach me, to get me to look at things from a different perspective, to put me up on game a little bit, and
to teach you something.
Yeah.
And be authentic.
Yes.
Because we can see through the fakery and the foolery real quick. We might play along with the game because we might just we want to be amused. Everybody wants to be amused in relationships, whether they're male or female. So sometimes you put up with some things because you're bored and you just want to be amused. But at the end of the day, get somebody's mind, learn something. I am a big person on, read some books. Read something, learn something, teach me something different. And the only way you're going to be able to do that is don't get me wrong, TikTok, you can learn a lot of things off of TikTok, but learn TikTok, learn the news, read some books.
But you still got to dig deeper.
That's what I'm saying.
Do research. If you see something on TikTok, you still
need
for
a conversation, but
you still got to
go dig deeper.
She said. So listen, when it comes down to it, that's one of the first things I asked a woman if we're on a date. What was the last book you read? And so I haven't read none since, I don't know, since I got out of college. I'd be like so turned off. I get the fuck on. I'd be like, I'm straight. Check, please. That's a turn off to me. A woman who does not read is a turn off.
It is.
Rhea Conley says, I like intellectual men, but not arrogant men, but
Absolutely.
It's a fine line.
It is.
It can be, because I hate when women ask me, like, what do you do? Then I just be like, I take a deep breath and I be like, I'm a graphic designer. And leave it at that. And then somebody else might walk into the place I'm in, they'll be like, hey, man, you know. And then they'll be like, oh, you ain't telling me you do that? I'm like,
I don't have to. It's layers to this, boo.
Right.
It's layers to it. People think that, I think that's such a big turn off. Don't you, Charlene, when you meet somebody and they just tell you everything about them, they just give you a whole full course meal, you like, whoa.
Yeah, it's like sometimes you can overtalk, you know, in relationships or in the dating field, and it could be a huge turn off. Like, you know how you eat your steak and you take that last bite and you're like, oh, this is nasty, you know? So, yeah.
Yeah, because they give you too much information.
You don't think it's nasty at the last bite?
Yeah, if you eat too much of it, the last bite is nasty.
It sound like they was feeding you, boy.
Because sometimes you be too full. You be like, okay, look, you're telling me a little bit too much. I'm straight.
I know what she's saying. She's saying like being overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I think that's why a lot of people don't get past a first date, because you told this person that you were married, you were divorced, you had 5 kids about when you were 12 and when you were 2 and when you can't. It's too much. When we date or when we talk to people, feed them and pay attention to read the room. Pay attention to their facial expressions to see if they're even interested in what you're talking about. But more than anything, be quiet and listen to them. You got to be quiet and listen to the other person. So then you can kind of gauge where the conversation should go. But you got to bounce off each other. Okay, we have Rhea Connolly says she likes intellectual men, but not arrogant men.
I just read that.
But it's a fine line. I wasn't paying him no attention. See how I do mine? Did you go back up and say, hey, Mike Raw Jeffers is watching.
What up, though, Mike?
Hey, Carol MW. Hey, girlfriend. That's my girl. And hey, Talks with Ty.
Rhea
Rhea
also said, Dorian, beautiful women, baddies just sounds like teenagers. Good morning. Because Dorian said, Miles got the baddies on. So Rhea checking. Y'all can't be checking each other in the threads.
But baddies has been given a negative connotation because of that show where people were beating each other up. But we can say we are beautiful, professional, lovely. We can be baddies. But we just not the ignorant baddies that be trying to fight, because we not doing that.
Right. I mean, she got knives and shit, so she ain't trying to fight it.
And guns.
Yeah. So when is the movie coming out, and what is it called?
It's called The Dark Side of Beautiful, and the premiere will be March 23rd. It will be in Taylor Gardens in Livonia, Michigan. But yeah.
Okay. So why did you choose that place?
I wanted it to be a little bit more intimate than doing like a movie theater, and we're going to set it up like gala style. So there was going to be a catered dinner. There would be drinks at the bar. But for my first one, I just wanted it to be a little special.
There you go. Congratulations.
Thank you.
How much is it?
So there's different tiers of tickets. So we got something for everybody. The general admissions is $25, and that includes entry into the event. It comes with refreshments, popcorn, and soda while supplies last. The VIP is $50, and that comes with entry into the event, the catered dinner, and then last but not least is the Ultra VIP. And the only difference between the Ultra VIP and the regular VIP is that it comes with drinks from the open bar.
Ooh.
Oh, open bar. And how much is the Ultra?
The Ultra is $75. So it's still reasonable. So that's a night out on the town. You get dinner, a movie, and drinks.
So
and bring a boo.
And you can take pictures with us on the red carpet.
Yes.
Okay, where it's gonna be at again? Tell the people.
Taylor Gardens is in Livonia, Michigan, off of Grand River, and tickets can be brought on Eventbrite.
And what they have to search for?
It's just The Dark Side of Beautiful.
Okay.
And I see you have a fire cast. You got Marion Ham. You got yourself.
You got some
You
hits
got
in there for
Zakiya
sure.
BG, Armando King,
Amira Garrison.
She's so sweet. Love her.
Jonathan Crawford.
Yes. I saw Marietta.
Yes.
In the trailer. Yeah. So
Shout out to Mary. And then Jovahna's brother, Ricky. Well, his name's Sam, but we call Ricky.
Yeah, so like with Marietta, she plays the pastor for me. Now, she came out and learned that script in a day for me because the person that I was supposed to have play the pastor fell through, and I was like, Mary, I don't know what to do. She's like, I'll play it for you. I was like, you gonna read the line? She's like, yeah,
because she know the word. Yes, because
so
she's
she
a sweetheart.
Out,
I love her.
So she's like, yeah, I got you. Don't worry about it, Jay. I got you.
That's
so shout out to Mary.
Shout out to the film industry.
Yay, Mary.
Detroit is like every time I come to here or just hearing the buzz, it's new flowers popping up and different movies popping up, and I'm just so glad to see the diversity in the films coming out, just different concepts, different ideas. And I'm gonna say this to any and all filmmakers: I applaud you all, because it is something special about taking something out of your mind, putting it pen to paper, and making it come to life. So don't despise small beginnings. Be encouraged. You can do it. And Jay here, Jovahna, is a true example of that. I met Jovahna probably 5 years ago or more, longer. But when I met her, she was like, I'm a writer. We were in the acting class together. And she was like, I'm a writer. And I was like, something different is about her. It was something different. And I just kind of really, just liked it. I was like, she is just so interesting. And so I told her, whatever you do, let me know, and I will always support you. And this is project number 1. I will always support her because she is a beautiful person, and she has a brilliant mind, and she put it together. And then I got to meet my girl here, Charlene, for the first time. It's like, what up, though? And she was doing her thug thizzle on set. She really was. I mean, she was coming in trying to give us all COVID and stuff. Not
well, I was called.
She wasn't. I'm teasing. She wasn't playing. And I really do like the fact that you supported her the way that you did. That was beautiful.
Yeah, because the way she told the story of Dark Side of Beautiful, I was like, should I come out of retirement? And I did. And I was like, anything for Joe, because I worked with her in previous sets before. And I was just intrigued. I'm like, oh, the Dark Side of Beautiful? What's this? Oh, this is intriguing, something different. And so I listened to the story and I was like, oh, okay, I could see it. So I saw her vision. If I can't see your vision, I'm not going to work. Okay. So I saw her vision, and that was beautiful. So
when you don't see nobody's vision, you won't work.
It's like, okay, so some people's story just don't make sense, right? Or you saw it before, right? Okay. So with Joe, it was just something different about.
No, so that's what I was getting to, because you said you came out of retirement.
Oh yeah, because I wasn't gonna do it no more. Nope, I was done with the industry.
You had a bad experience?
Oh yes, a huge bad experience. I've been in this business for 20 years, and can you believe I haven't got paid for nothing I did? So yeah.
That's why
that wasn't a bad experience, man. That's bad management on your part.
I'm gonna say this to us in the film industry. When we get films, we're creators and we fall in love. Yes. It's like, okay, yes, I want to do it. I want to do it because we like to act, we like to create, we want to direct and do different things. We have to get into the vein of, after you sign the NDA or while you're signing the NDA, you have to negotiate your terms as an actor or as a gaffer or whatever role that you're playing with the film. You have to say, okay, here, what am I getting paid? Okay, well, okay. Even if you don't say it on that first meeting, when you get to that first rehearsal, okay, can I talk to you for a minute? Or before you get to that rehearsal, here's my contract, here's my day rate, this is what I expect to get paid. I really do feel like I should have wardrobe. How do you want my hair? We have to negotiate all these things, and a lot of times as actors, we don't say anything, and then we get on set, and then they're like, "Well, I want you to have braids and all this." All of that is very important for pre-production, and you have to have those conversations, and you can't be afraid to have those conversations, because at the end of the day, we'll get paid our daily wage, but if we have to get wardrobe, hair, makeup, and all of these things done, we're doing it for free.
Well,
and that's not fair.
I mean, well, it's not fair, but
you do have to be a business person and get your coin.
Yeah. Well, and most importantly, you gotta know what are you doing it for? What is your purpose?
Yeah.
Like I'm becoming an advocate for everyone that's in the industry, right?
Right.
If you're not going to get paid up front, you need to get someone on the end. And but everybody not worthy of points. Just know that. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna give a hairstylist no points. That don't make no sense.
It doesn't.
No, but what I'm saying, right? So what I'm saying is, when I hear people, I've been doing it for 20 years and never got paid. What I hear is a person who never opened their mouth.
No, I opened my mouth. The problem was the back end. The movie didn't make no money, didn't render any funds. That's what I heard.
That's not my problem.
That's not your problem.
Because it's like if you go into a restaurant, you can't eat if you don't pay for the food first.
Exactly.
And that goes back
I open my mouth.
But what I'm saying is
the contracts.
We have to have
a contract, and or before you start,
yes,
you get paid. That's something.
Yeah.
Right. So if you did it for 20 years, it's basically what I tell my friends is psychologically, in some form, we like abuse. And abuse becomes that part, what you're saying.
Well, actually, I took it like this. I said, well, I'm just going to learn, as I go, right? And I took a break of hiatus. In between, certain projects. However, it was just, you get paid $57, and I did, 5 films on that, and it's like, okay, now I got to go to the lawyers.
You just deal with bad people.
Yes, but Jovahna was the first one that actually paid. She paid me
20 years later.
20 years later, so I was
she learned to get paid.
I would put it like this. This is why I say I love the people who I trained and taught. Shanny, how many movies have you done?
4 or 5.
Did you get paid for every one?
Yes.
You didn't have to ask, did you? Okay. Now, Shanny, had you ever did any editing before?
No.
Never touch editing a computer or nothing.
That's awesome.
So what I'm trying to say is, when you
I need to come be an intern.
No, hold on. No, we're not even talking about on the show. What movies did you do? Chocolate Kiss 2.
Untamed, Perfect Gift, and Lies and Loyalty.
Right. So Nate, who edited, he asked her basically, "Are you interested?" Right? She said yes. He taught her and he paid her. So
you got some people that's loyal like that.
When you they're just good people.
Yeah.
And so that's what I'm saying. In this industry, we have to understand we still toddlers.
I had to learn the difference between friendship and business, because everybody isn't your friend, but they will portray like they are your friend. I got you. Trust me, I got you.
Those two things are very separate. They need to stay separate.
Yeah.
And or I'll say this: you can be friends and you can work together, but you're gonna get that contract, and we're gonna have a clear, concise understanding.
Yeah.
What happens is we allow our feelings to guide us as far as how the decisions we make. I want them to be my friend, or I want to be supportive, and then if I'm supportive, but I need my coin because at the end of the day, I have to go to work.
Yeah.
Me being here on set is not going to pay my bills. So if I'm here voluntarily, I'm here voluntarily. I will say, if I'm on a set, I make it clear to myself first and whoever I'm with, like I'm just here voluntarily because I'm here to learn.
Right.
I'm here to help because that's what I choose to do, because you don't have to always pay me if that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to because sometimes it's better to when you have relationships go further sometimes than money.
It does.
Yeah,
And that's
absolutely.
But that's what the whole topic is how creative expression changes in different mediums, right?
Yeah.
So your creative expression was that you love doing what you was doing,
Right.
Right? But you have to look at the different ways on how you're going to do things and still make it work for you.
And that's what Joe taught me. Like I said, for some reason I was like Breakthrough Film Studios. I was like, okay, this is my breakthrough. So I believed in it, and I was like, okay, I'm going to walk in faith on this project, and I did. And Joe showed me different, and so that's why I'm willing to stay with Joe for as long as she want me to, be a part of this.
There you go. And
You got to find your village sometime.
Yeah, yep. There you go. Yes, that's what it is. Thank you. Period. She did it. Yeah.
They pinch your nipples again.
No, this is clapping. Okay.
You have to find your village, and then I'm glad that you were open enough to work with somebody again, because sometimes we do get burnt, but like I said, get a contract, talk about it, and then be open with the person. Sometimes when we go into rooms, we act like we are afraid. We are grown as hell.
That's true.
Talk.
Yeah.
Hey, even if I'm not working right now, I need some gas money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to, I don't know what your budget is, but I say what you need.
And
but
that's
closed
what I
mouth,
did.
Don't get paid.
I did that.
Don't get fed. Don't get paid. Don't get nothing.
And Joe sent me some money.
Yeah.
So what I would say about a Gemini, y'all be too trustworthy.
That's true.
For two people who's unworthy. And so you have to understand that when it comes down to the industry, you got to look up the word industry and find out what that word means
to me.
You know what I mean? Overall, in this film industry, somebody said, "Miles, you talk too negative." So I'm trying not to talk too much. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because in this quote unquote film industry that we are in, the truth is, majority of people do not know what they're doing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody is looking for us like we think they are. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
I've been in major platforms and I've been in conferences, and Detroit name never came up. So we have to really be respectful of the whole big industry been going on before us. But we get so naive to think that it's all about us.
It's all about us. Right. Yes.
Okay.
And then it's crazy.
Yeah.
And so
or even that we have arrived. We are all, like you said earlier, toddlers.
Right.
Yeah.
We are all growing. We are all trying to learn.
Yeah.
And we have to, I'm just going to say it, we have to be open.
Please,
you know what I'm saying? We have to be freaking open.
I'm a hater.
No, I'm not a hater, but we have to be open. And I'm glad that you chose to use not only some seasoned actors, but you chose to use some newer talent. Sometimes
I wanted new faces. I definitely because our industry is very cliquey, so we see a lot of the same people over and over again. And I even when my company Breakthrough Films, right? That is to break the glass ceiling. That is for the underdogs. This is for the people that people ain't checking for. These are the ones that are overlooked. These are the ones that, they may have the talent, but they may not have 60,000 followers on Instagram.
That's the dumbest shit in the world.
I think so.
So that was my whole, that's my mission statement. It is literally.
I think that's beautiful, because when you say about the followers, first of all, half the people that got the followers, it is a way that you can get the followers by latching on to somebody else's algorithm, and it ain't even their followers.
Well, how about this? People ain't following them because they good. They follow them because they stupid. People like to see stupid shit.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I mean, like I said, majority of people. I did this test when my daughter was like 4. I can say something, I ain't gonna say profound, very intellectual, blah, blah, blah. I get 110 likes.
Yeah.
With 5,000 friends.
Yeah.
I put a picture of my daughter, just a picture, 790 likes.
Same.
Right?
Same.
240 comments, right? I would go in there and say something negative. Oh my God.
You
get drugged for filth.
No,
Right.
I mean,
No, the world thrives on it. They thrives on that negativity. It's like it feeds off of it.
And
you know?
stupidity.
So what I
Negativity
do-
and stupidity.
So I do professionally when people are like, yeah, my man, he got such a followers. I instantly don't fuck with him.
Yeah.
I stop because that don't matter to me.
Right.
It's about your character.
If y'all remember when we was little, well, y'all don't do it, but guys, that's my car. That's my car.
Yeah.
Those are followers. That's my car. That you liking how something look. I'm liking that. You feel me?
Right.
So once I realized as a grown man, you can't point at what you like all the time,
Yeah, so.
and everything not yours that you point at. So
But that's why I feel like I'm outside of the norm in a lot of ways. I feel like that's probably why I don't have as many friends is because, you know, I'm not, like, I don't fit the box. You know what I'm saying?
Girl, we're square pegs.
Yeah, I don't fit the box, you know, and I think a lot of times when you don't fit particular boxes, if they can't put you in a certain box, it makes people uncomfortable. They want you to be one dimensional. So you can't be this, that, and that. So when you're all these different things, they don't know what to do with you.
They don't. I was just about to say that.
She took the words out your mouth.
Because you've been told that, and I've been told that, and we've had conversations. They don't know what to do with you, not because you don't have the talent or whatever. It's like people sometimes are afraid of what they don't understand. But if you take the time to, so you want to, and that's why it goes back to people using the same people. That is, they're familiar with them. They always say, "Well, I know what they can do, and I know that they can pull it off."
but they have not learned how to make their creativity express change.
And that's the thing, because you'll see, not even, you got the same actor, but sometimes the same actor would be the same character
in somebody else's
over
film.
and over again.
And you're like, why?
Back to what I was saying.
Yeah, but that's up to the director.
Yeah.
See, when you see the whole thing, the theory of film. Nobody here studied film. They just did film. They shot a long ass video and cut it into parts. Scene 1, scene 2, scene 3, scene 4, and etc. And didn't realize it's theory that goes into this. There's a lot of thought that goes into a film. Sometimes, majority of the time when I watch these films, you don't even know the backstory to the main character.
And see, but you know what? As a writer, that's one of the things that I took from. That's what I feel like. That's my perk from switching over from being an author to going into screenwriting, because I feel like, you know, that's the meat. You know what I'm saying? So you got the bones, but that's just the skeleton. But when you add in all of those things, I study mannerisms. Like, it goes all the way down to the way that my character walk. Why do they walk that way? Why are they holding their head that way? Why are they holding a fork that way?
Right.
You know, so it's just diving deeper. So you don't want these one-dimensional characters. You got to give them that character arc. You got to build that for them.
But I think
that ebb and flow.
I think majority of actors should have some theater. Like, it would it definitely would be a thing of me. If you have not done theater, you have to do theater before I work with you. Did
I say that too?
And see, the crazy part is, like with me, I have done theater since I was 5 years old, but I haven't done theater with the black people. So by me not having theater, with the black people, because it's a circuit here. Well, like when I started getting into acting and started doing plays, people would be like, "Where did you come from? I've never seen you before. You really have a gift." But I would be in a play after they had already cast everybody. Right. You see what I'm saying? But people would be like, I work with TJ Hempfield. He was like, "I've never heard of you before." I've done a play because I did Perilous Times, but I did Perilous Times.
TJ's play too.
Yeah, but I did Perilous Times, but I did other plays in the Caucasian sector. I was in The King and I when I was 4 years old. That's how long I've been acting down at the Fisher Theater, doing musical theater. So my point is, just because you don't know me, it's like if you see somebody you just see somebody, they just grasp on to who they see right in front of them instead of getting to know somebody's resume or getting to know that person as an actor or a person. Or, you know, if I come to your bar and I hang out with you, then I get a role. If I go shopping with you or buy things from you, then I get a role. So basically, essentially, I'm paying for my role instead of you giving me the role off of my own merit. You giving it to me solely off of relationship, which is nothing wrong with, because you do have to get to know people or whatever. But give other people a chance.
Shout out. Dorian says most people come from a hat in the hand mentality. Hat in the hand. I don't know what that means, but
me neither.
He said you get interviewed for a job. They tell you how much you're going to make. When you have a take mentality, I get it now. You come in negatively. You come in negotiating your fee. Totally different mindset. Do you get what you said? Maybe I read it wrong. I'm from my first.
All I know, I understand what he's trying to say. When I go in, I audition, and then if I'm offered the job, then I say what my fee is, or I'll say, how's your budget?
Right.
Because sometimes you got to just be real with people and have a conversation. They might not be able to pay you, or whatever the case may be.
So you negotiate.
But if I look at the script and I like what they want me to do, I might be like, well, we could talk about it. Because I feel like this is going to be powerful.
Right.
So you just gotta don't never despise small beginnings, because that one director, that one actor, that one person, you don't know where they're going to be a week from now, a month from now. So just treat everybody well and give people a chance.
Because you got some leapfrogs out here, okay?
What's the
leapfrog?
Somebody who just breaking into the business and probably could just leap. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like a person could just...
Well, I don't know nobody who could really leap. I have never seen nobody really leap here. So, I mean...
Yeah, because they try to keep you in a box.
That's what I'm saying. They try to keep you in a box.
Well, at the same time, I think people put themselves in the box.
But that's because of what you saw, right?
No, it's because what people say. Like, when people are calling themselves to-be actors.
I'm not a to-be actor. I'm an actor.
We ain't gonna go on Spanky Hayes right now, but go ahead.
No, but this one, no, I wouldn't go on them because when I first heard it, I didn't see nothing wrong with what he said. Because I think he was saying people who call themselves to-be actors are not actors.
Yeah.
Because if you got the mindset that you're a to-be actor, you're not an actor. How about just be an actor?
Yeah.
And that's one thing about, I didn't take it like he was dissing people who's on Tubi. I think he was saying, well, if you're a Tubi actor,
you practicing. That's what he was saying.
Okay, but so I think the problem that I had with his ideology was like I work at Ford, so let's just put that out there.
Right.
But I work 40 hours a week, and then I come home and I work 40 more hours on my craft. You know what I'm saying? Because it's something that I'm passionate about.
Yeah.
So I feel like if you are that dedicated and you have that in you to say, hey, outside of what I do to make sure that my home and my kids and everything is taken care of, because this is my dream and I want to pursue it and I'm serious about it, I'm willing to put in the other 40. I'm willing to do 80 hours. And
but
I think that
she don't call herself a to-be actor. No,
I think that's something that should be commended and not downplayed because I work a regular job.
We got to call the caller. You on there?
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy you some glasses so you can read my comments better, brother.
Well, you should have called in the first fucking place, bro.
That was something I probably should have told somebody, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Hat in the hand mentality is basically a worker's mentality. It's slave mentality. I'm gonna come to you looking for work, and you're gonna tell me my price. Because y'all were talking about when she was talking about how I got paid. No, I'm getting paid. I'm gonna get the back end, front end, all in between, because I'm coming in, I'm confident, you know you need me, you know I'm the truth, and I'm going to win. And that's a take mentality is I'm about to take this money and I'm about to take this stardom, I'm about to take whatever it is you're going to offer me, because it's an offer, but I'm negotiating my fee.
No, definitely.
Time is money.
No, I got you now. I understand very well, and I can read you some badge.
Yeah. Thank you for clearing that up, because I didn't know what that meant. All I know is...
Thank you, Dorian.
Yeah, thank you, brother.
Thank you.
Brother,
but here's the thing. By us, we are in the marketplace where we still small, but we think we're big, right?
Mm-hmm.
What I told people is, and I'm just trying to tell people who doing movies, we don't even have no insurance on the sets that we're in.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
They just doing
it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is why I try to explain to people who do movies. I had a couple people I talked to earlier this week. I'm like, listen, how is people covered? So somebody falling and said bust their head. Do y'all got liability insurance?
I'm gonna take that back. One director that I know that does get insurance is Tamashian Jones.
No, I mean,
shout out to Tamashian. I'm just saying.
I
know because I'm just saying Yeah,
but
and Mirror of
he's one in a
Deception,
million.
we got to plug that because I just watched that the other day. It was really good.
Thank you.
But the thing I'm just saying, I said on the majority of, most people don't.
Yeah,
right?
You're just there.
They just there, and the thing I'm trying to tell everybody is that we have to think of these aspects before. Detroit have a tendency to blow every move that we made. I'm talking about the hair capital is Atlanta.
But they are from Detroit.
No.
Most of them are.
No, listen, I'm talking about, I ain't talking about before we moved there. Bronner Brothers took over Detroit hair set.
Yeah.
I'm just saying we give up everything because we so loud and we talk too goddamn much. It was we knew people business. We knew other people business that we should never know.
That's
in
facts.
the film.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
We knew how much people was making. People was bragging how much money they made.
Mm-hmm.
Now actors want more because you bragging how much money you talking about, right? If you tell,
that's what got Jesus killed. Not to go biblical. He told them not to tell when they didn't, and they opened their mouth.
But no, we go biblical all the time. But the truth is, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
And the problem is, we have to really know if you get inside the movie business, learn the business first.
Learn the business. Yeah. And there are books on that. Even like with screenwriting, there are books like Save the Cat. You have to like do research. Like I'm in the process now of writing films, but all these years that I haven't done anything, I'm learning. I'm reading. I'm taking classes. People don't want to take classes or anything. They just want to write. I'm just going to write a movie. It's levels to it, and you got to get the information in order to know how to do it correctly. It is a right and a wrong way to do everything.
But that's to
facts.
separate the people that are truly passionate, because you naturally, instinctively want to learn about your craft. You want to perfect your craft. If it's something that you love to do, and if it's something that you're just doing because you want to make money or gain fame from, you're going to go about it totally differently. So when you say, I love this, I want to be the best that I possibly could be at this, you're going to always look for ways to learn, evolve. When I first started writing scripts, you know what I did? I ordered scripts from some of my favorite movies.
Me too.
And then I sat down and I watched the movie and I went over the script, play by play, every scene, and looked at like how, when they say this or here,
why do they,
and the lighting, I paid attention to every little thing. And then I watched it on the TV. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, and that's how I got into, when I first started doing the scripts, okay, so this is how they got it set up. But when you're passionate about it and you care about what you're doing, you're instinctively going to want to learn what you're doing so you can get better at it.
And then that goes to what you were saying, like when you watch your film, you're like, I could have did this better. I could have. So when I did what you did, and I watched Boys in the Hood, and it was edited 5 times, and I was like, oh, they went back. Was like, oh, we don't like that scene. So when you actually watch it and you watch the new script, you're like, oh, that's how you transition. That's how I look.
That's why we kind of like perfectionists, because even as creators,
and they took that out.
When we watch our own stuff back, we are our worst critic. Because we're so passionate about it. So it's like we cringe. I'm looking at stuff and everybody like, oh, that's so crazy. I'm like, man, I'm cringing at this right now. And they're like, no, that was just great.
Because you're a perfectionist.
But here's the thing. Here's the caveat. Here's the caveat on what you're saying.
Here's the what?
Caveat.
Okay.
The theory of it is, this is why I believe people hold their positions. A writer worst nightmare is watching that stuff not being done as they wrote it.
That vision.
However, a director can bring a better vision. A director that know how to do film can bring a better vision to the writer. Right? When you are playing both parts sometimes, or producer, a writer and producer, you kind of like maybe push the other people's creativity aside.
Ah, got you.
Right? This is why I try to explain to everybody, when I produce music, I'm the producer. I'm not going to tell you how to write your lyrics.
But see,
that's smart.
Like I was telling Cam, I'm one of those ones where I don't mind, you know what I'm saying? Because you might be able to, when you say, you know, you get on set and just like, that's like Denzel Washington in Training Day. That King Kong scene, that wasn't in the script. You know, that was something he came up with. So as long as, like, for me, I like to give a little bit of free reign, right? So if they say, hey, I think, I don't mind ideas. But if I say, hey, I want this scene to be blue, and you might say, oh, you should do cobalt blue. I'm like, okay, we could do cobalt blue. But if you turn around and say, hey, I want to make it red, then I'm like, what I'm saying? You're not going to change the vision of what I have. But you can improve upon what it is that I'm saying.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Again, I studied the film industry. So when you listen to Kevin Scorsese, whatever his name is.
You said it correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Scorsese.
When you hear his name and you see his interviews, he be like, I didn't even think that shit was going to do nothing. Because I didn't like it. Because everything that we do is not meant for us to like. You know what I mean? Again, I've been a producer of many things in the sense of just music or visual arts. People, I don't like the way that look. Well, okay, I didn't make it for you to like. Because it's not for you to like. You're not going to buy all your books. You're not going to come buy all the tickets to your parties. Right. I do things that's visually attractive for people.
Gotcha.
Not for you. But if I don't like it, I'm not going to push it. Well, that's why you hire a marketing company, a promoting company to promote.
And see, that was another question. Somebody posted on Facebook. They were like, more actors should market the films. And I commented, the filmmakers should market the film, because a lot of times they don't give us the tools or the give us the information to market the film. How you gonna market the film when you don't have nothing? I'm supposed to now create the marketing plan and all that. Well, I'm an actor. I got hired to act. But if you give me the tools, I'll push it.
Yeah, well, that wouldn't even be my plan in this marketplace dealing with people here. Because you pushing something, but shit, somebody movie coming out the following week. And people are not that smart. They don't know how to differentiate which one they just saw. You feel me? So it would be, it's easier for people to say, you need to push the film, which you should if you're in the movie, because you would think you would want people to see the movie that you're in. However, you're about to be in another person's film, doing the behind the scenes on Facebook and everything. And now they're like, I thought she was coming out with a movie next week.
Well, you got Will Smith, who did a music video with Big Sean, and he promoted The Matrix, and he got a new movie coming out, The Matrix. So it's how you
know why he did that? Because he was originally supposed to have been the original Neo.
Right.
You feel me? That's why he did it like that. So people got to understand, like, watch what these professional people are doing. They don't do it. The reason why people did movies spread apart, because you got to need time to love the character in the movie.
Yeah, that's true.
And when they all piled up on each other, it's a big blur.
And not only that, you haven't shook off your last character, and you're going into the next film.
Exactly. And
some people bring their characters home.
And some people are the same character in every film that they do. They do not have differentiate.
But you have to understand this. The reason why they are, because she see him and like you in the movie, she wrote a movie. She wrote, you fit the same part like this because she reminds you of this. People do that.
But you have to find a way to still make it different. And you do that by like when I said that you pay attention to every single mannerism, you literally build a character. When I go into, and I'm breaking down a script for a film that I'm in, I start with everything. I like even my clothing, my wardrobe, to my hair. Like I built a totally different character, and that's who I am.
Yeah, you can. That's how I am in every film. People say, we were interviewing somebody the other day, and they were like, that was you? That's the whole point. I don't want you to look at me and be like, oh, that's you. Because I got this. I look exactly the same in every film. I take personal... I make sure that it's a totally different person.
And I think that's why people may not even really recognize a lot of the films that I am, because I look so vastly. I'm just different. Not even just the way that I look visually, but even the way that I act and talk in the movie is just different. So like The Mistress, there were people who were like, I didn't know you were in The Mistress. I was like, yeah, I was the first lady.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely seen you as the first lady. I just tell anybody, like when you do movies, the first couple people got mad at me. When an actress here learns how to speak another language, or know how to play an instrument, she will become valuable.
Yes.
Because,
and her name is Camaryn.
and the thing is, I've learned that by watching if you watch, I don't know if you ever seen Fame. Have you ever saw Fame?
That was my favorite show.
So Debbie Allen, it was a scene with Debbie Allen where the Puerto Ricans was trying to talk, and she was like, over there. She's like, what you mean? I heard what you said. What did I say? And she spoke it back in Spanish to her. And she was like, she said, you out for this week. And she was like, but. And she kept going. People think that Debbie Allen is
fluent.
Felicia. What's his name? Felicia. It's not Felicia. It's Felicia. Her name is Felicia. Felicia Rashad. They think they come from a highly educated family. Her mother was one of the people who was imitated in Hidden Figures movie.
But just to go off that, this movie here, The Dark Side of Beautiful, we have that diversity. We have the Haitians, we have the Chulos, and we have the Hispanics, and name more, Joe. I know we have like 4 different ones.
and you know, shout out to my daddy, because my dad played the Filipino cartel leader.
Well, I'm just giving an example. I ain't talking about the different flavors. I'm talking about the female actress that people be looking for. The minute they have that switch up, it can be different. That's the one people can
right. You could play the villain, you know, like, and that was one of the things where I would talk about getting cast type, right? When you're cast type into a specific role. I don't think I've still done a movie where I played the good girl yet. I mean, I'm always killing somebody. I don't know why.
In 5 movies, huh?
But yeah, you know, you want to be able, I could play a lawyer. I could play a crackhead. You know, it's that versatility. I could play a cop. I could play a doctor, you know.
And that's why a lot of people are starting to write their own films because people are overlooking them, and you got to express yourself.
It gives you the ability to show your range.
Because you are a creator.
Yeah. And like, it's like, okay, you've only been able to see me in this light. Well, let me change the light color for
Exactly, because, honey, I'm always somebody's mama. I am, but I understand because I am of the age where I am somebody's mama, so I'm not mad at that. But I am a whole woman.
Period. Tell them again,
I
sister.
have so many different sides to me that I will show and express in the future.
But I want to show my sexy sometime.
Yeah, but you just got to be with the right people at the right time. I don't get upset about roles because somebody was like, whatever's for me is for me, and God is good to me, and He gives me everything that I need. Things just will come to you. You don't have to try to
what's for you,
do anything.
For you.
You just gotta just be you. Because at the end of the day, you know, because I remember when COVID came, everybody was like, "Oh, if you're serious about being an actor, you should quit your job." You sound like a damn fool. Because I have a whole job. I've been in my job for 25 years, and it does get on my nerves, because you want to do more in the creative space, but it's time management. You do what you have to do with your time management.
My whole thing is, me working that 40-hour jobs provides me with the resources I need to do things like do my own film. You know, so it is a catch-22.
And pay your bills and take care of your
kids, you know, because we mommies over here. So we got to make sure home is taken care of.
Hey, babies.
Isaiah
So I would like to say shout out to Soul TV. We are being broadcast on Soul TV.
Hey, Soul.
Which has over 2 million. Which has over 2 million viewers.
Okay.
So that's one of our other partner stations. Also, you will be able to check us out on the new app coming soon by the end of the month. So
I'm super excited how Podcastic is really, you know, you're doing a thing, Miles. You need some applause for that. You know,
it's not just me; it's a team of us.
Yes, it is.
That's something Joe would say.
But you're a good leader, so I'm just we got to put that out there. Well, it is. We do have a team, but you are a good leader, and our team is strong, and I love our team.
Man, I love my team so much.
She said she loved the vibe, she loved the energy. Keep it going.
That's very important.
Important.
Yes.
So I do have a question for you, Joe. What changes did you have to make dealing with your creativity expressions while you in your form of doing a movie? What things you had to be like, you know what, I had to switch this up?
So I do think it was very challenging because I was wearing several hats. So you know that when you're an actress and you're just acting, you're in your zone. Right. So when you have to take that hat off and you're switching over to a director hat, you know what I'm saying, it's kind of hard. And I will say that it did take me longer to dive back in, because I think when you're, as an actress, you know, you dive deep. And so if you got to switch out real quick to put on the director's hat, when you go back to the acting part, you know, you might feel like, hey, this is still a little superficial because I didn't get the time to dive back deep and put the anchor down in it. You know what I mean? Right. So I felt like, one, I know in the future I'll probably get some more help for sure.
I mean, yeah. So do you seek sponsorship for when you do films?
So this one was completely out of pocket. Like, I work at Ford, so look, I took my taxes and I took my profit sharing check, and I was like, you know what, we just gonna do this.
But why? I'm just asking why, because what I've learned, especially you work for Ford, why you didn't go for Ford for sponsorship? Yeah,
I think like when you're first starting out, there's people that I've reached out to. You know what I'm saying? There is a lot of times where you get brushed over. There are people just, okay, we hear what you're talking. It's hard to get people to see your vision. You might think it's easy to just go out there and get sponsorship or get people to help, but sometimes, you know, you do got gatekeepers, or you do got people that just don't pay you no attention or don't see you. And so for me, it's like, well, I'm not going to wait on nobody. You know, I'm just going to do it. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I'm one of those people, I jump and I grow my wings on the way down, and I just pray to God that He helped me fly.
And you flying, girl. She flying. But you know what? You've done this film, so next time you can say, this is what I've done. Yeah. And so this is what I have. And
and I think that's kind of what you need. You need that starting point. And that's,
well, here's another one, but I'm just telling you, you don't really need a starting point. You just need to know who to talk to.
Yeah.
You feel me? At the bottom of every website, it says for sponsorship. They want to sponsor you.
Yeah.
They want to. You know what I mean?
Because it helps them with taxes.
No,
tax credits, right?
No, well, kind of, sort of, but it also, they have monies for that.
Yeah.
It's broken down for them to give people like you money. So when I did my first play, which Daddy I Love Him, right? They was talking about, I'm about to spend this money, I got to put on. I'm like, I put up $100 of my own money. I had T-Mobile, Comcast, and Microsoft gave me money, and that's who paid for my play.
Oh wow, and that's dope.
And guess what? Never did an event with me before. Never did a play. I never did my first play.
So God opened that door.
Well, it's just I just understood, like, everybody needs you.
Yeah.
If you're doing something, people who sell shit need you.
Yeah, that's fact.
Yeah. But all I was saying was, God did open that door, because God will give you favor.
God will always open every door I have.
But He will give you favor. And so I just hear you just saying that just moving forward, we gotta meet people, we got to reach out, and we got to ask, because sometimes you get in a space and you don't want to ask because you are.
I think you just get discouraged after you hear a certain amount of no's. It's just like, okay, well, I'm not about to keep asking. I'm just going to do what I need to do.
That's that single strong woman. I ain't begging your ass. You know what I'm saying?
Yes is coming.
Yeah.
A yes is coming. If you hear so many no's, hey, once you hear so many no's, you know you closer to a yes.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the basic of life. A broken clock is right 2 times a day.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? It's just that it was a theory that Jay-Z had said, if you stay in a barbershop long enough, you're going to get your hair cut.
I did hear that, yeah.
Okay. I mean, so we just got to, your vision is, if your vision is big enough, it can wait and it can hold off. Nothing is going to leave. That's, I think, the fear of black folks. We always think we're not going to be here long enough.
Oh, we got to do it right now.
But I'm one of those people where I'm sitting on 7 scripts right now, and I believe that it is God-given. Like, it is a mission for me to make sure that I die empty. Like, I don't want to sit on anything. I want to, whatever I do, I want to push out, put out there, and create new
stuff.
Sound familiar?
Yeah, just speaking of that, I had wrote I drew really passionate about writing with like, I don't know if y'all heard of Michelle Blair, who murdered her children back in the day, whatever. Make a long story short, I mixed that up with my life because I've been through a lot. You can also watch my show on Steve Wacko's. You know, I got a little thing going on with my mom on there. However, if I would never set on my project, which is the scene in my yard, I would never change it to Filicide.
Okay.
And so that it was like an 8-year difference. I ain't never heard the word Filicide before, but since I was sitting on, you know, my script, I was like, oh, okay. That's different, you know, so I can understand what you mean by that. Like just sitting and not being in the rush to write.
You don't have to never be in a rush.
Yeah.
And plus you leave it and if you scared it's not going to go through, because I'm like you, Joe, I'm going to die empty.
Yeah.
All these things on the wall is my magazines, my concepts, right?
And it's about timing and God's timing. And some things you may not realize in your lifetime, but then someone else will come and pick up your things and carry on what you've done.
Yeah. But you know, some people, they'll never stop. You know, they have all these great ideas. They have all these things they want to do, and they never start on it. They're like, oh, I'm going to wait for the right time. And it is very easy.
Fear is a factor.
It's very easy to get into that place where you're complacent with what you're at, and you don't want to take the risk, you know, or put yourself out there.
That's been me. That's been me all these years. I have about 10 scripts and different stuff I need to do, but I've been afraid. But I ain't afraid no more.
But you were saying fear, and I was like, fear everything you run or fear everything you rise?
But because it's like, there's some people that will never get started because they don't want to be seen starting at the bottom. They don't want to be seen making a mistake. And sometimes I don't care if I make a mistake. It's part of my process, but this is my starting point. So I'm going to make several mistakes.
Right. I mean, there's nothing wrong with mistakes.
Nothing.
I tell people all the time, I never met nobody who never fell off their bike.
Yeah,
that part.
Never.
And failure is nothing but to catapult you to the next thing. Failure is a good thing. We have been taught that it's such a negative connotation. You messed up and you didn't get it right.
Forward. You know what I'm saying? It's
fall forward.
You fail forward.
Fail forward. Yeah.
That's like I was watching that documentary.
Like Les Brown.
I was watching a documentary on Michael Jordan's life, right? And you know, so Michael Jordan wanted to be he wanted to get into other sports. So he did the golfing and he was horrible at it.
Yeah.
And then he was like, you know, he was talking to, I think it was his manager at the time, and he was like, man, if that's the way that you feel after everything you didn't create it in your life, if you feel in that way, I as a parent would be proud. Because it's a way to fail. If you're failing because you are trying to put yourself out there and you're trying to build, fail forward. I'd rather you fall, you know what I'm saying, like reach for the sky, fall in the clouds.
Right, there you go. There you go. Rhea says sponsorships can turn into partnerships. I'm learning to get out on my own way and allow people to invest into me because I know it does take a village. I'm reading like I'm in Mumford. It does take a village and shout out to the podcasting family because we are here and growing. Because I tell anybody, like right now, you as a filmmaker, though people do podcasts $100 a month, right? Keep it up there. People, isn't it why it's an easy format to do so now? Because 2030, soon, podcast going to be the number one medium in the whole world. And then my ass ain't going to do that. $100, what you taking me to lunch? I'm just giving, I ain't just saying give me $100.
Because
it's going to grow.
It's growing.
And the strength of podcasting is going to grow. It was over $31 billion made in podcasting last year. And it's only at 8%. So, you know what I mean? It's a lot of growing.
So your value is going to be more.
Yeah, because it's about having the right connections too. Because sometimes, you know, everybody want to do a podcast, but everybody is not connected, and then they get frustrated because it's like, oh, it's not doing this. It's more to this than you just getting your phone and a camera and sitting here. Yes. And I've learned that from Miles. So you have to connect. If you're into podcasting, you need to connect with someone to get on these platforms so that people can see you. Because it's cool that you podcasting on Facebook or whatever platform you're on, but if nobody ever sees you except for your 150 friends on Facebook, or no one is there to teach you the different areas, it's podcasting conventions. It's a whole lot of it's bigger than Nino Brown. So you just need to learn and get connected, and Miles is the right person, if you are trying to get into podcasting, that you need to connect with, that can give you some insight for a fee. No,
we're
gonna have to speak later.
Most definitely, Joe. I think we just need to just understand that I don't gatekeep. I don't withhold no information. I tell everybody the truth. And I'd be like, here, you need to advertise here, because it's crazy that we be on Tubi, but we don't advertise on Tubi.
Yeah. I actually was just talking to someone about that.
That's good.
It's
the marketing.
It's the dumbest shit ever.
Yeah.
Right. And then people say, well, I posted on Facebook. Well, people on Facebook is not on Tubi.
Well, actually, I had sent them over, the trailer, and it got to be viewed by someone in there.
Here's another thing. We don't know how to make proper trailers. Mm-hmm. I've not seen that one person do a 30-second trailer.
How long is our trailer?
I think it's 60.
I'm telling you.
60.
So let me tell you something.
Gotta talk to Miles.
You have to know how and what to do. People do what they want to do. There's rules to this. Mm-hmm. TV do a 28-30. People still sending TV people 30-second commercials. Why my commercial keep cutting off? We need a 28-30. But we told you that, but you said run it anyway. It's rules to people. So media is my thing, and I keep trying to tell people I'm not kissing nobody else to tell them shit. You feel me? So
listen, garçon. You got to listen. And if you don't listen, you won't learn. But you got to listen to learn. And you got to be quiet, and you got to humble yourself.
Definitely.
You don't know everything. I don't know everything. Nobody in this room knows everything. But we can all learn from each other if we be quiet and listen.
People make trailers with cussing in it. How people gotta understand. I learned this when I made my just a quick video in 2016, 17. Mm-hmm. I did a music video, and I woke up. My daughter, she done watched this video 58 times. I said, what's up, shit? Dad, you sweet, but you touch too much. And I was like, damn. And then a friend of mine, Tanja, had called me. I said, why you ain't share my video? People on my video don't like all that cussing, Miles. So I made a clean version that same day.
I learned that in just the music industry in general. Like, you have music that comes out on a CD and it cuss, but when it come on the radio, it's clean.
But not only that, like, let's say you're trying to get on Fox 2.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? So there's certain things that they can't play on air.
Mm-hmm. Right. Or there's certain things they can't play from you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I just learned something about Netflix, and I'm gonna say it out loud.
Say it out loud. Tell us.
The reason why people not on Netflix is not because they ain't use the right camera. It's because they don't have the $1 million marketing budget to be on Netflix. That's it. Netflix is just like anybody else. They
have some independent films on Netflix that is just like you watching and be like, this need to be on Tubi.
but they had $1 million budget for marketing. See, people don't understand that when I come from the music business. So in the music business, in order to get in Best Buy, Sunday Chic, the show was coming on sale for Tuesday. Mm-hmm. They had tier packages. If you want to be on that, you have to spend at least $1,500 or $3,000 or $5,000 or $10,000, whatever amount they want. You want, because that would determine if you're gonna get advertisement in the paper, and then your shelf position, if you're gonna be on the top shelf of CDs. You feel me?
Yeah.
So, but those was called marketing packages. Instead of payola, they're marketing packages, and people don't get that shit. You feel me? Yeah. And so it's the same in film. And everybody, well, nobody here is a distributor. They're just aggregators. And everybody's saying the word distributor, but if you want to say distributor, that's fine.
Could you please tell us the difference between being an aggregator and a distributor, please, for our audience?
An aggregator put your film inside of a pool, and other people can grab it at will if they want to accept it or not. And aggregator won't know how much you're getting paid because they don't know until you get paid. And a distributor actually pays for marketing and promotion, sometimes pay into your film, and also they negotiate the price. You feel me? And not accept the price.
Mm-hmm.
And they have more. Information.
So an aggregator is just accepting a price just to get on.
Say that one time.
So an aggregator is just accepting whatever they can get just to get on.
Yeah, aggregators. They just put it out there and they say, "Well, we'll wait to see who bite." He be like, huh? So a distributor.
So it's like fishing.
Yeah, no, exactly. But a distributor fights for where they want you to go.
Mm.
You know what I mean? And the problem with most films here, they don't put it in the movie theater. You're making a movie where your movie need to be in the movie theater.
Yeah, I always wondered why they don't be. They go straight to Tubi. It's
because people are lazy. I only met one guy here. He had his film in MJR for a month, and that's where films need to be, and that's how you gain momentum.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? You put your movie in the theater, and then when people start seeing people coming to see your film, I had just given up on this project, and I'm saying it out loud. I was working with Imagine Theater, so we can have at least one theater in Imagine Theaters, so just for independent films.
Mm-hmm.
I'm straight. I'm straight because we don't understand group economics, and we don't understand that we need to work together business-wise.
Right.
I'm not knocking nobody who's working together.
Mm-hmm.
But you need to work together as a collective to fill in the voids.
There's a lot of voids, and it's a lot of conversations that need to be had about that. That people want to do stuff, but I just find that it still goes back to everybody just want to, like you were saying,
they want to be the one,
the click thing.
Yeah, they want to be the one.
Our group. God put us all down here together.
Come on now, preach, sister.
Yes.
And sometimes you got to go outside of your circle or make your circle bigger. A circle is not supposed to be a dot on a piece of paper. A circle is supposed to grow.
The thing about that too is, what book was that? I think I was reading.
I love books.
I think she's about to go into what I'm going to say. Go ahead.
Because if you're only in one circle, right? So any opportunities, let's say you got 5 people in your circle. Y'all all hearing the same opportunities.
Over and over.
Y'all all got the same resources. Now, when you go out and you get, like, let's say these collector people. So you may have somebody that's influential over here.
Talking to Mike.
Influential over here. That may move around in different circles. So now, if they're in this circle and they in the LA industry, guess what? They aware of all the opportunities in that LA industry.
Yeah.
You got somebody in the Atlanta industry, right? They're aware of all of the opportunities over there.
Right.
So if you're in one circle, you're literally cutting off your own head.
Your own head.
That's why I don't believe in circles.
Me neither.
Circles can expand. Circles, nothing has ever been built on a circle.
Nothing. Yeah. It has to be a line.
I believe in triangles and squares. Because when things are base, they have a base. A base always has 4 points or 3 points. There's nothing that don't have no more than that. So, and plus, you believe in circles. People believe in circles. You have tires. Tires wear down.
Yeah. And the other thing too is, it's like, that's why you have to. I like the fact that some people have viewing parties for their films, and they're not just the people who associated with the film. They're people outside of them, so that they can get real feedback,
honest feedback.
Because what happens is nobody gets anybody else to. I'm so scared because if I show somebody my film, they gonna steal it. Stop it! You've already filmed it. You should have copywritten your work and all of that type of stuff. So then you wouldn't have to worry about that. But you have to. That phone just messed up my train of thought. It was like bloop, bloop, bloop.
Caller, you on there?
Hey.
Sorry about that.
That's okay.
How y'all doing?
Hey.
Okay, look. This is the issue. I did a few videos on a few of the things y'all talking about. Number one being, like, the city is, it's a problem. It's a problem, like, with status. Everybody want to be, like you said, everybody want to be the king. Everybody want to be the one to make it, and then push everybody else down. And then the second thing is distribution. Like, that's across entertainment, that's across retail, that's across everything. We don't own no distribution.
There you go.
So if we don't ever get that down, we'll never. Everybody just want to live off a name. Everybody say, "Oh, this is what I put out. This is what I created. This is what I am." But we don't have no network, no distribution, no. Like Mr. Miles said, no marketing, no nothing, no nothing. Black owned on a major level in the middle. We not locking the middle down because we want we want everybody to see what the end result is.
So and so listen, I'm so glad you and Cam saying stuff, because when I say it, I'm a hater, but I'm just a person who tells the truth.
Well, I guess I have to be honest. And we have to get back to honesty. One thing I can tell you about Miles will tell the truth, and I will tell the truth too. And you ain't gotta like me; it's the truth. Yeah. Thank you for calling in and saying something. And then why should we have to be afraid? I'm an actor. I am who I am, but I'm not afraid. I'm gonna say what I want to say, and you ain't gotta like me.
Listen, majority of people who place things, I'm not placing nothing in nobody else's hands no more.
That part.
And only because transparency has to be there.
Yeah.
If it ain't transparent, it don't make no sense. I was just in Miami at a movie film conference. There was only 2 people from Detroit there. And listen, it's not to knock who did not go, but I invited everybody.
You ain't invite me.
You ain't invite me.
I ain't know you.
Well, you knew me.
I did not know you was doing film.
But Cam, she could have spread the word too.
Cam knew about the shit.
Yeah.
Yes, I showed you.
Hey, Mr. Miles, can I add something?
Yeah. Hey, Brittany.
I think a part of the problem also is we got to get away from the party. We got to get away from the party, man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's what. So shout out to you. Shout out to you saying that, because the reason why I don't want to go to, I might decide to go to the Black Film Festival this year. The reason why I didn't want to go last year, because it's all about partying, pool parties, and all that shit. I'm not with that. But when I went to NAPTE, I went to NATPE conference. Okay. You went to NAPTE?
No, I want to go to NAPTE.
Oh well, we go next year. It's that's where I went. And I just left there, and I sat down with Netflix. I sat down with Apple. I sat down with Tubi. I sat down with a few people, and all they saying, they want clean material. They don't want the fucking. They don't want the violence. Give us clean material.
We out the game then. We already out the game already before we even started.
Because all my scripts are clean.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, this is why when I came back from last year from NAPTE. I told everybody Tubi about to change they look. Nobody believed me. I said they about to have a different logo. Nobody believed me. And I told them that the lady said Procter & Gamble is going to give Tubi $190 million a month for advertising. And they did. They did that. If you've seen a whole lot better commercials. Started last year.
Did they get bought by Fox, Mr. Moss?
Yeah, but they've been bought by Fox in 2020, 2020 or 2021. What I'm saying is that Easter Sunday, Starbucks premiered a commercial on Tubi, strictly for that station, right? The report came out. Starbucks they did one full push for Easter Sunday and for the rest of the month. They said they probably would never advertise again because of the films. Now that they seen on there. But their focus was on the live TV. So now all the Starbucks commercials on live TV. And
they got weekly programming on Tubi now too.
Yeah, no, daily programming.
Oh well, yeah, okay. I saw a weekly show. I said, oh, okay, all right.
But if you go to Tubi, they got a thing that say live TV.
Yeah, it is. They got live. Yeah.
January 16th of last year, they debuted and had 18 networks. As of right now, they got 168.
Wow.
So we have to, and guess Tubi is only 0.03% of the streaming market share. They're the lowest on the totem pole, but they're the highest paying for individuals for independent.
Wow, that's intriguing.
So this is where we have to start looking at what we're gonna do with films and movies, because
what you're saying is if we clean it up, we get the bread.
We're gonna get the bread. That's all I'm saying.
Clean it up. Yeah.
Yep. So thank you for calling, Calvin.
Thanks, Calvin.
Appreciate y'all.
And Brittany just chimed in. Hi, Brittany. Brittany has her film coming out called Broad Day, and it drops today on TVI. Congratulations to our own Britt. Brittany Chanel.
Hey, Brittany.
And our billboards go up tomorrow too for the Rise and Grind Morning Show. Shout out to her. And if y'all get a chance and opportunity to go to YouTube and subscribe. Matter of fact, y'all too subscribe now. Go to YouTube and go to the Rise and Grind Morning Show.
I already did. I'm 10 steps ahead of you, Captain.
Hey.
Don't be demanding nothing this way. I already did it before I came.
What color was the logo?
It wasn't no logo. It was actually you and Cam on there.
Well, you better see. You better look at you probably hit pod life. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is think you know everything. Look,
I don't think I know everything. You see, I'm over here shutting up.
You're a whippersnapper. Anyway, so Joe, I'm proud of you that you finished and completed your movie.
Thank you.
Yes.
And I hope the premiere do well. Where is the premiere again?
It is in Livonia, Michigan, at Tailored Gardens off Grand River. And again, you can get those tickets on Eventbrite under the Dark Side of Beautiful.
All right.
Oh, no,
the dark side of beautiful.
There you go. Say it like that, Ken.
The dark side of beautiful.
And also, where's it located?
So it is at.
Say the address. Yes, you gotta say the address.
Let me find it.
And if y'all want tickets, go to Eventbrite and search for Dark Side of Beautiful, correct?
Yeah, I think we will be having a giveaway too this upcoming with the Corey Love show.
Okay.
So we'll be on Corey Love doing a giveaway for tickets.
Okay.
Ooh, should did that on here, huh?
Yeah, but I mean, we're open.
The address is 27494 Grand River Avenue, Livonia, Michigan 48152.
All right.
Gone shy.
That's about 8 mile Grand River.
Yeah, is that 8 Mile?
Yeah,
8 Mile.
Yeah.
Yes.
So when you go to other places, say the name, say their place 3 times, say your phone number, email, website 3 times, back to back if you can, because people.
Dr. Zuby, Zebi, right? He said that. Dr. Sebi. I'm sorry, I said Zuby.
She said Zuby. I'm like, who that is?
No, because he was. I was just listening. He
Mason.
said that 3
I got
times.
it from Mason.
Yeah. Okay.
Mason. That's my Mason is the most prolific interviewer I ever met in my day of my life.
Oh wow!
And I got the best. I got to get the best results from him. When my clients go to Mason, they phone be ringing. They social media start popping up. So it's kind of dope. So when we walk out of your event, what should we? How should we feel?
I feel like it is going to be, like you just experienced, really good. Because I'm tailoring everything towards, my watchers, my viewers. So you're going to be full. You might have the itis a little bit after you get them good lamb chops, because we got 3 entrees for you. It's going to be the lamb chops, the salmon, the roast beef, and we got 3 sides.
Hold on, stop. Roast beef?
Yes, you got the roast beef.
Lamb.
Yes, and salmon.
Now let's talk about
get that $50
real quick.
ticket.
No, that's 75. That's 75, right?
That's both. That's both the 50 and the 70. But if you want to add some drinks to it, you want to be tipsy too, in full and tipsy, then you get the 75.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm sneaking my own in. Listen.
Oh gosh, security.
I got deep pockets.
Put under your boobs like Coco.
Oh Lord Jesus.
Okay. Girl, you better. So anyway, let's talk about the lamb chops. Are you gonna have the popsicle lamb chops, or are you gonna have the loin or the loins?
Actually, I just got over the list today, so we really don't know yet.
I think you need to get the loins.
I received the list today.
The popsicle ones kind of
We're gonna have some meat on it.
Yeah.
You need to give me like 3. If you want to do the popsicle, I need about 4.
Need about 4. Not 4. Not 4 or 4. 4. How you spell foe?
F-O.
And then I'm telling everybody now, y'all better get there early for that mac and cheese.
Okay.
Yeah, because
so yours is catered. Who's catering your stuff?
What's his name?
It's my cousin. I don't know his catering business name because he never sent it over. Girl,
he didn't send it all though. Anyway,
our cousin.
Yeah,
Shout out to
No,
the
he
cousin with the mac and
actually.
cheese.
Well, do you got his?
Well, his name
Instagram?
is Kendall. His
Because
name is
he
Kendall.
has a whole catering business. So
I'm
he
actually look up his catering company to see.
He be throwing down.
Okay. You tasted it already?
Well, you know, y'all, a lot of you guys might not know this, but I'm gonna just tell you, this child right here, she could throw down too. Don't sleep on Jay.
I do. I got
She
a
can
cookbook
cook.
coming out this year, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
She should. She can cook.
You should have you should do some pre-sales. That's why you got all them people at your event.
Amen.
I know, right?
I'm telling you.
Well, you got 2 weeks. Let's go.
Yeah, pre-sales just set you up a little poster with your Cash App, your Zelle app, and your
QR code.
Yeah.
Pre-sale.
Well, actually, I have another book coming out. See, when we go into my books, but I actually have one coming out called The Burning House We Made Home. It's a trauma recovery book. It talks about healing from trauma. It talks about core wounds, like digging deep and getting into those core wounds and taking the pain and using it for positive things. So that, emotional alchemy.
Okay.
Emotional.
The reason I just
alchemy.
looked at you was something like Scorpio.
I ain't gonna lie. I didn't done my damage. When I was younger, I really done damage. But
he has healed and he has learned
as I grew. And by the time I got 29 years old, I realized I can't treat women the way I was treating them.
Don't get mad if they start treating you like that. No,
They can't treat me like that.
And then God blessed him with a daughter.
Oh, Lord.
And he will kill you.
But definitely, I'd kill you.
He'll kill you dead.
She's 13 years old. So.
Her name is Malvina.
Right.
His twin, for real.
She's
He
definitely.
brought her. He talking about this if you don't shut up talking to me, you ain't got to tell me nothing.
I told her all
Carbon
the time,
copy.
we got to get a DNA test for the third time.
Oh gosh.
Anyway,
That's impossible. She him with hair.
she tall as me and she's 13.
Is she? I
She's
haven't
my
seen
height.
her.
She's my height.
Okay.
He spit her out.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'9".
Okay.
She's like 5'7".
Oh, okay.
He's short.
He is, because I'm 5'9".
I'm 5'5". I'm a shorty. I'm 5'5".
I'm 5'5" as well.
My kids tower over me. My son is 15, like 6 feet and 200 pounds.
You know what that means? She like big men, y'all.
Well, my oldest son 6'3".
Damn.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
I get mad when women be talking about, I had a 6-pound baby. I be like, don't talk to me.
My son
He was
was
9 pounds. 9 pounds, 7 ounces.
My son was
Mine was
10
9
pounds. 10 pounds, 12 ounces.
Girl,
So I was carrying twins.
They told me talking about the next one to be bigger than him. I said, no, the hell it won't.
Because how you know I'm going to have a next one?
And then had the nerve to be 22 inches long.
Mine too, 22 and a half.
Mine was 23.
Like,
So you
Lord,
got giants.
Mine was 23 inches. That's crazy.
Shanny over there looking like, hell no.
Anyway, so hey y'all, we about to get out. No, we about to get out of here.
Okay, we do some shout outs then?
Yeah. Well, wait a minute. Yeah, of course. I mean, anyway.
I mean, I had to put it out there in the algorithm.
Okay. What algorithm? I don't believe in algorithms. Listen, so it's the March 23rd, debuting
The Dark Side of Beautiful.
Dark Side of Beautiful in Livonia.
Yes.
The name of the place.
Tailored Gardens.
Where at?
Livonia, Michigan. Right.
What's the address?
I got to go back to it.
Jesus Christ.
It's right here. It's 27494 Grand River Avenue, Livonia, Michigan, 48152.
Okay.
Put it in your Google and your
if,
Waze.
if they want to get tickets, they got to go where?
Eventbrite, or we do have physical copies. If you know any members of the cast, our crew, they all got physical copies as well.
Is there a key number that they can call and get to you direct?
They can call 734-674-7268.
Say it one more time.
734-674-7268.
Okay, so now that you've done that, when people come see you on March 23rd,
yes,
they have a chance to see you in 3 ways: $25, $50, and $75.
Yes.
25 is general admission.
Yeah.
50 includes food.
Yes.
75 includes food, drinks, and entry. Right.
Yes.
And a bag.
And a swag bag.
You get a swag bag.
All right, swag
So
bag.
let me know if you how many swag bags you're doing.
So we have 200 because we're at full. We're only about 60 tickets away from being completely sold out, so it's 200 capacity.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna see what we can put in them swag
But
bags.
you know, for general admission, they also get popcorn and something to drink, so we ain't gonna leave them out. You know.
We're gonna see how we can make this work.
That's gonna be a nice day. I will be there.
Yes.
And I gotta check my ticket because I might need to upgrade before she leaves because I'm getting me some lamb chops.
Some like what?
I mean, so can we get a piece of each piece if we get to 75? Like a piece of one lamb.
So
one entree.
It's one entree, 3 sides.
One entree. Okay, well that's what I'm saying. But how many lamb chops I get?
Well, we don't know it.
To be determined. But thank you all for joining us here on the Rise and Grind Morning Show. And Charlene, you have something to say?
Yeah, I gotta give some shout outs. You know, I gotta give Darius Henry a shout out, the DP who just don't like to be in the public.
Oh, he don't like the public, but he's the one that shot the film, and he's amazing. He's very extremely talented.
Okay.
So thanks you, D.
I'm glad you was able to find somebody.
Yeah.
Because we
He's
talk
a good
about that
person,
later. Go ahead.
He actually shot this behind us, the dark side.
The Black Don't Crack.
Black Don't Crack. Contract Killer, the Invite.
Oh yeah. So Oh, so he worked well. Okay, Erica.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's why I want to shout out Darius.
That's all you had to shout out, and you made that big commotion. Shout out one part. You better find somebody.
You better shout out your husband, your kids, your big toe. Period. But Jay, is anybody you want to shout out to before we show this trailer and wrap this up?
First of all, let me shout out Cam real quick. So,
Oh.
No. Because she's been like the big sister I've never had. So she kind of has been a guiding hand. So I appreciate you dearly. I love you.
I love you too.
And also to just my amazing cast, man. So Marion, Mondo, Amira, Z, Dan Curie, my brother Jacinto, Devin, Jonathan. Oh, shout out you guys.
All right.
Zakia, Marion.
She said Marion.
I know. That's my baby brother. I love him.
Yes, he did an amazing job. He did an amazing job.
Armando been known it. Man, Armando been selling his tickets.
I'm working with Armando on the project now. So
he's a cool dude.
Yes,
he's
smooth.
very cool.
That's Mr. Smooth right there.
Hey y'all, so we about to get out of here. Thank y'all. We about to go to the trailer and we out of here. Thank y'all for watching this. Go to the YouTube, hit subscribe. Now, damn it! Everybody who watching on Soul
right
TV,
now,
go to YouTube and hit subscribe. Rise and Grind Morning Show, all one word. Look for the yellow dot with the black spot. Boom, and we out.
All right.
Enjoy the sunshine.
Y'all heard me.
What is it? You find something?
Yeah.
55-year-old Caucasian male, multiple stab wounds.
You killed my father.
What you did?
Carrying out his wrath upon those who do of evil. I think these killings are being done in God's name. Found 2 more bodies today.
So it's a serial killer then?
We're looking for a female. Someone who's highly religious, but hates men.
What's going on? You're scaring me.
So I'm gonna be like Queen Latifah and these bitches set it off. I ain't risking my life for no $2,000. You got $1 million in the hood. Somebody gonna fuck around and rob that motherfucker. You see a bitch, and smack a bitch.
Rise and grind. Morning show at 9:15 a.m. Monday through Friday. Great conversation, guest appearance. appearances, 'cause